Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the next episode of the Sports Talk Show with Alec. Today's episode, we are going to go over and preview the AFC North. And I'm also going to give you my top 15 power rankings for the NFL. So let's get started here. The AFC North. Finishing in last place in the AFC North, I have the Cleveland Browns. I think this division is going to be very competitive. I think 2 out of the 3 teams in the division are going to make the playoffs, but the Browns are not one of them. I have the Browns finishing at 8-9 in last place. I like Deshaun Watson, but I just don't see an avenue with the Browns finish higher than 4th or 3rd in the AFC North. At 3rd in the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens going 9-8. In this, I'm going to explain this one very vividly. The reason I have the Ravens at 3rd place is not because of all the talent. It's because of Lamar Jackson. If Lamar can stay healthy, I think that the Ravens can go to the playoffs and win a couple playoff games. But if he's hurt, we saw last year where it happened. They do get J.K. Dobbins back this year. And I think that that's going to be a big boost. And they also have a new offense coordinator in Todd Monken. And that's why I think the Ravens will finish in 3rd place. In 2nd place in the AFC North is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, I know what everybody's going to say. Why are the Steelers in front of the Ravens? One big reason. I love the preseason I have seen so far from Kenny Pickett. I think he's in store for a breakout season in Pittsburgh. And I think the Steelers will go 10-6, finishing 2nd in the AFC North division, which that leaves one team in the AFC North winning the AFC North. I have the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. I'm sorry if I'm overjoyed about this, but I have the Bengals going 13-4 and winning the AFC North. For 2 big reasons. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And I think this is the year that the Bengals win the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl this year. But that's for another video. You will see in my AFC South video that's going to be going up on Sunday afternoon. I will have my playoff predictions for the NFL in that video. But back to this one. Now we get to my top 15 power rankings for the NFL. At number 15, I have the New Orleans Saints. And the reason I have the Saints at number 15 is because I like the upgrade they made at QB with Derek Carr. I think he's going to have a great season in New Orleans. And Derek Carr, he had weapons in Vegas. The only issue was they didn't know how to win. And they had a decently good defense. But I think it's going to be a lot better in New Orleans for Derek Carr than it was in Vegas. That is why the Saints are at 14. At number 13, I just talked about them a couple minutes ago. The Cleveland Browns. The main reason they're number 13 in my rankings is because of Deshaun Watson. I think Watson is going to have a better season than he did last year. And if he does, the Browns could make the playoffs. I know, just a little caveat, these standings are before the regular season. These are preseason. My predictions preseason for the divisions. Back to my rankings. At number 13, I have the Dallas Cowboys. With head coach Mike McCarthy, no hate at all, but the Cowboys, I have them here because I don't know how Dak's going to do this year. Is he going to stay healthy the whole year, or is he going to get hurt again? And they're replacing Ezekiel Elliott, and that's with Tony Pollard. So I don't know how that's going to go, and I don't like that the Cowboys don't ever go out and spend money on big name free agents. I mean, they did trade for Brandon Cooks, but let's face it, Brandon Cooks is 30 plus years old. He's not the same receiver he was when he first came in the NFL. At number 12, I have the Miami Dolphins. The reason the Dolphins are at number 12 is because I don't know if Tua will stay healthy for a whole season. If he does, when I do my rankings again at the end of the season, the Dolphins will be higher. Another team that I have inside the top 11 is the Baltimore Ravens at exactly number 11. The reason they're at number 11 is, again, like I said about the Dolphins with Tua, is the Ravens with Lamar. I don't know how good the Ravens will be. If Lamar stays healthy, the Ravens will make the playoffs and win some playoff games. But if Lamar's hurt and they have to use Josh Johnson, Anthony Brown, Tyler Huntley, one of those three guys, I think they're doomed. I do love J.K. Dobbins and think he's going to have a good season. At number 10 is the Chargers. Justin Herbert is the real deal. I know they blew a 28-0 lead in the playoffs last year to the Jags. And no, the Chargers, I think they're going to be very competitive again this year and make the playoffs. At number 9, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, people, I know what you're going to say. They're in a mini rebuild. I don't think they are. I think either Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask can lead the Buccaneers to the playoffs. Hear me out. Baker never really got a chance at Carolina because they're rebuilding. I think he can have a good year in Tampa. And that is why I have the Bucs at number 9. At number 8, I have the Seattle Seahawks with Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kenneth Walker. I think the Seahawks maybe have an outside chance of winning the NFC West. I know what everybody's going to say. Oh, no, it's going to be San Francisco. It's going to be San Francisco. They will be in my rankings. At number 7 is the New York Football Jets. And the reason they're at number 7 is because of one player and one player only. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, discount double check. I think you can obviously see it. He was not happy in Green Bay. He looks a lot more happier in New York with the Jets. And I like what the front office has done around Rodgers. Bringing in Randall Cobb, bringing in Dalvin Cook, signing Allen Lazard. The only issue I have with the Jets and why they're not higher is because their offensive line. Their O-line is questionable. I don't know if their offensive line will hold up the whole season. At number 6, I have the Vikings. Yes, people, I know the Vikings should be higher at my rankings, but they're not because there's teams in front of them I feel like that are going to be better. And I like Kirk Cousins. My favorite wide receiver, other than Chris Olave in the NFL right now, is Justin Jefferson. And if you're in a fantasy football draft, I would take Jefferson number 1 overall. But back to why the Vikings are here. I love their offense, minus their running back, Alexander Madison. I think Alexander Madison is going to be good, but he's not as good as Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a lot better of a running back than Alexander Madison. That is why I have the Vikings at number 6. At number 5, the New York Football Giants. Have you seen how lethal their offense could be this year with Saquon, Darren Waller, Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones has put on some muscle. There's going to be more design runs for him this year. I think Danny Dimes is a sleeper quarterback to take in your fantasy football drafts. At number 3, and I know I'm going to get some slack for this, they should be in front of 2 and number 1, but it's the Buffalo Bills. I love Josh Allen. I think he's going to win MVP someday, but it's not going to be this year. He will not win MVP this year because the Bills will win their division and they'll win some playoff games. But I think they lose in the second round of the playoffs. At number 2, the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. The Chiefs are a good team, but I think their window to win a Super Bowl is steadily closing because Patrick Mahomes is still young, but Travis Kelce's 34. Andy Reid's not getting any younger either. And I think the team that's at number 1 is going to win a Super Bowl within the next 2 years. And that team at number 1 is the Cincinnati Bengals with head coach Zach Taylor and quarterback Joe Burrow. I love the Bengals this year. I think they're going to win the AFC and make the Super Bowl again like they did a couple years ago. But this time, they're not going to choke and lose in the Super Bowl. They will win the Super Bowl. And you will see my preseason Super Bowl predictions on Sunday in my AFC South video. And that will do it for today's episode. I know it was a shorter one, but thank you for coming out to the stream. Peace.